Calling the 1 p.m. Health and Human Services hearing. This meeting is being streamed live on YouTube. In the unlikely event that we have to abruptly end this hearing due to technical difficulties, the committee will reconvene to discuss any outstanding business on Monday, May 31st, 2025 at 1 p.m. in room 225. For those on Zoom, your audio will be muted and video disabled until shortly before it is your turn to testify. Each testifier will have 1 minute to testify. If there is a technical glitch during your time to testify, we may have to move on to the next person due to time constraints. I will be reading a list of individuals who submitted written testimony for each measure. We apologize if the closed captioning does not accurately transcribe the names. If you're interested in reviewing the written testimony, please go to the legislator's website. You will find a link on the status page for the measure. We appreciate your understanding and remind you that the committee does have your testimony, that I have reviewed them, and I ask you to use your time to either add additional comments or you can stand on your written testimony. And also present with me is Senator Favela. First up is SR 12, SCR 16, requesting the Department of Health to convene a task force to identify and develop minimum professional standards for community health worker training programs. First up, Department of Health in support.
Good afternoon, Chair and members of the committee. I'm Lola Irvin with the Department of Health. The Department of Health supports this important measure and are willing to take on the task using our current resources to convene the task force, recognizing the importance of community health workers representing the communities that they serve and really providing and serving as an ally, especially for those who may not be English language proficient. And so over the years, we have supported their formation and we will continue to do so. Thank you for the opportunity to provide testimony.
Thank you very much. Next, we have Papaola Lokahi providing comments.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Kim Ku'ule Bernie. I'm with Papaola Lokahi. I think you all know that Papaola Lokahi is the Native Hawaiian Health Board authorized by the Federal Native Hawaiian Healthcare Improvement Act. I'm here to provide comments. We did provide testimony. I'm here to provide comments to the makeup of the task force that's being created. We also are in agreement with the Department of Health. We know that community health workers play a critical role in bridging the medical and health education community with the actual community themselves. That's why we developed a curriculum called the Ho'okele Keola Patient Navigator Curriculum back in 2009, 2010, I believe it was. And it's why we collaborated with other local partners to develop the Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander Community Health Worker Alliance. Because of this involvement, we are proposing that 2 positions be added to the task force. One is Papaola Lokahi, so that we can make sure there's diversity.
Much. We have your written testimony.
Okay,
Next, we have Michelle Malia Hirashi of Ka'u Rural Health Community Association providing comments. Next, we have Hawaii Public Health Institute in support. Is that Hawaii Public Health? Please proceed. Identify yourself.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, and members of the committee. Rosie Filimoni, representing Hawaii Public Health Institute, in support of SR 12, SCR 16. We stand on our written testimony and just wanted to add we support the resolution. However, we just have some requested recommendations to ensure that the Hawaii Community Health Worker Association and other stakeholders, including a representative from the Hawaii Primary Care Association and a representative from Papaola Lokahi, are added to the task force, and to ensure that at least 50% of the task force members are community health workers themselves. All of these recommendations are outlined in our written testimony. Mahalo for your time.
Okay, thank you very much. Next, we have Gracie Flores, Hawaii Community Health Worker Association in support. Adrian Dillard, Kukanoka Po'e Hawaii in support. Jesse Marquez of Ka'u Rural Health Community Association. Jesse, are you present on Zoom?
Not present on Zoom, Chair.
Okay, next we also have Vice Chair Senator Aquino present. Next we have Ka'apuni Kama in support. Ka'apuni Kama, are you present? No. Okay, moving on. Mike Nguyen of Aloha Care and Support. Mike Nguyen, are you present on Zoom?
Not present on Zoom, Chair.
Okay, next we have Chauncey Hadiko, National Association of Community Health Workers. Are you present, Chauncey, on Zoom?
Also not present on Zoom, Chair.
Kelsey Keikilani Kenji Hiraishi, providing comments. Cynthia Crabtree in support. Cynthia Crabtree, you're present on Zoom.
Yes, present.
Okay, please proceed. You have 1 minute. Turn on your video. Thank you.
Ooh, okay. Aloha Chair, Vice Chair, and Committee. My name is Cynthia Crabtree. I'm a community health worker based here in Hilo, also serving the Hawaii Island representative for the Hawaii Community Health Workers Association. I am testifying in strong support of SR 12 and SCR 16, especially intent to define clear statewide standards for CHW training. I support the Hawaii Community Health Workers Association's recommendations that the task force include CHWs themselves, as well as trusted organizations like Papa'ololakahi and HPCA. These groups bring the experience and cultural grounding needed to get this right. I believe certification can be a powerful step forward if it's inclusive. We cannot leave behind many CHWs who are already doing the work in their communities. Their lived experience is just as valuable as formal credentials. As someone actively working on Hawai'i Island, I will be honored to support this effort in any way that helps ensure it's grounded in equality and lived community knowledge. Mahalo for the opportunity to testify and for your support of the CHWs across Hawaii. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I see Jesse Marquez. So Jesse, please proceed. You have 1 minute.
First of all, I wanted to thank you and your committee. I'm submitting my testimony in amendment to SR 12, SR 16. I'm Auntie Jessie at Ka'uburu Health Community Association and the executive director. I support the Senate bill's intent. However, representation of rural underserved vulnerable community based on nonprofits. The organizations are not included as members of task force. So, excuse me. So what's happening is that, however, on behalf of Ka'uburu Health, I would like to request consideration to amend the following concerns. The amend task force members' invitations to include community-based nonprofit grassroots organizations such as Ka'uburu Health Community Association.
Jesse, Auntie Jessie,
Yeah.
I read your testimony.
Oh.
And so thank you very much. I'm leaning towards your proposed amendments. Okay,
Oh.
but I will ask.
All
Okay,
right.
thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, next we have, April Arroyo in support, Crystal Kade Bargayo in support, Kapuni Kama. Are you present, Kapuni Kama? Okay, next we have Sid Hallfield in support. Anybody else wishing to testify in SR 12, SCR 16? Members, any questions? Come on up. Identify yourself.
Aloha, my name is Atalina Pasi.
Okay? You have 1 minute.
Aloha, my kako, Chair Senator Joy A. San Buenaventura, Vice Chair Senator Henry J.C. Aquino, and members of the committee, mahalo nui for the opportunity to submit testimony in strong support of Senate Concurrent Resolution 16. My name is Atalina Pasi, and I am a proud community member from Ko'olauloa, and I'm a proud community health worker. I want to give recommendations on SCR 16. I would like to see if our NHPI-CHW Alliance would have a seat at this table. The NHPI-CHW Alliance was created this year, and we have many Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander community health workers who are part of this alliance, and we would like to have a seat at the task force table. I would also like to advocate for a seat for Papa'ololakahi as a community member, and I would also like to advocate that 51% of the task force be made up of community health workers. Mahalo for your time, and aloha.
Okay, thank you very much. Anybody else wishing to testify in SR 12, SCR 16? Members, any questions? Department of Health, come on up. I have a question. Okay, so you've heard the last two, and Papa'ololakahi requesting a seat at the table as well as an additional member from the Native Hawaiian Medical Association. Do you have any problems with adding them in?
Not at all. We do work with them.
I figured you didn't. Okay, how about another testifier wanted also Hawaii Primary Care Association? Do you
Yes,
have
we
any
also
problem?
work with them.
Okay, and the primary reason why this resolution is here is because of the request of Auntie Jessie, which they want a community-based grassroots organization member. Do you have any problems with adding that person?
We welcome
somebody
them
in?
into the task force.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
Okay,
you.
any other questions? Okay, moving on, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, SCR 16, excuse me, SR 141, SCR 172, requesting a Department of Health to convene a demolition waste reduction working group. Okay, first up, we have Department of Health providing comments. Oh, and we also have Senator Keohokalole present. Next, we have Mike Ewell, Energy Justice Network and Support. Mike Ewell, are you present on Zoom? Please proceed.
Yes, I am, Chair. Aloha, Chair, Vice Chair, and members of the committee. I'm Mike Ewell with Energy Justice Network, representing our Hawaii-based member groups, Kaku and Aina, and the Clean Power Task Force. We suggested a handful of amendments in our testimony. We urge you to consider them to strengthen this resolution, which we are in support of, especially the first one, to ensure that recommendations from this committee follow the internationally peer-reviewed definition of zero waste and the zero waste hierarchy. Mahalo.
Okay, thank you very much. Next, we have Melody Aduha, Environmental Caucus, Democratic Party of Hawaii and Support. Quinn Bittum, Reuse Hawaii and Support. Ted Boland, Hawaii Reef and Ocean Coalition and Climate Protectors Hawaii and Support. Anybody else wishing to testify on SR 141, SCR 172? Members, any questions? Okay, seeing none, moving on. Next up, we have SR 165, SCR 205. Requesting Department of Health to adopt rules establishing a maximum decibel level for concerts or events at private venues generating noise in primarily residential areas. First up, we have, I believe, Department of Health providing comments. Okay, anybody else wishing to testify on SR 165 SCR?
I'm sorry, Department of Health.
Okay, come on up.
So we're standing on our written testimony. We have been really looking into this noise issue for quite some time, and pretty much everyone we talk about are awakened by different kinds of noise. Right now, our statute simply regulates commercial activities, construction, et cetera. And so being able to expand our capacities to be able to address things that end up being nuisances. So particularly things like people who put on a big party in their backyard and wake everyone up, that sort of thing. So the police do take care of some of those things, but to actually be able to review, we're in the process of rewriting our rules to be able to include that nuisance, as we get as many calls for that as the rest of all the other construction things together. So that's where we're at this point. And we will be in the process of looking for members of the community, alleged other who would like to participate in the working group so that we can get this to work well for the people of Hawaii.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Anybody else wishing to testify on SR 165 SCR 205? Members, any questions?
Yeah, Department of Health.
Come on up.
This resolution cites noise pollution as the cause of a number of common health problems. Do you attest to the assertions that are being made in this resolution?
Yes, I was part of writing it. So the biggest one actually for the kinds of noise that we're now wanting to include as well is people's sleeping, functioning, et cetera. So for example, we've been getting complaints from folks who are next to pickleball courts because it's fairly loud, but that's not something that we talked to the Parks Department about it, but that's not something that we are sure how to go about on. So that would certainly be something we would be discussing in the working group.
Well,
Any
there's
other-
no reference to pickleball in this resolution. It's concerts. Is there some sort of standard frequency and decibel level that constitute these kind of health problems? I mean, there's some pretty assertive propositions being made in here. I don't know that there's data in the testimony record to.
At this point, no, there is not. That's part of what we'll be discussing and working with. We have certainly a list of folks who have been complaining about these issues before, and we've talked about what the limitations are now, et cetera. So I think as we get support from the communities, that might help quite a bit. But it's a work in progress, for sure.
Any other questions?
Yeah, Chair.
Okay, Senator Favela.
So similar to what was discussing, everybody gonna have their own. You have this task force. Everybody gonna have their own idea of this. The only reason why I'm bringing this up, not so much of any place else, and I don't even live there. When we went concerts at the Waikiki Shell, things changed when people came moving into the community, yeah? And basically gonna be foreigners. They're changing the scope. So what you wanna get out of this task force? What would you guys wanna get out of this task force? Because right now, when moped passing my house with an exhaust system that's supposed to be illegal, wakes us up. My dog's chihuahuas across the street box 7 days a week, all night, bothers me. So when we're gonna have an equal medium that say, I mean, we tolerate certain things, but this thing is saying to do with commercial and other stuff like that. So what would you guys want from out of this working group that is already not in play now, that is enforceable by police, city, county, state, that can be enforced now?
So at this point, our statute doesn't allow for other than those main categories. So construction, et cetera. So a great example of that is when you've got to do road work, can't do road work in the middle of the delay, if it's on the freeway, et cetera. So we allow that work to go on into the night, and they also send notices to all of the folks who are going to be impacted by it.
But Waikiki Shell has a decibel, which you guys didn't come up with this bill, but Senator Keo Kolole had just asked. You guys don't even have a decibel level. So we know Waikiki Shell, they got a decibel level now, and they gotta be done by 10 o'clock. All these rules and regulations, but you guys don't even have a set on how you guys are gonna criteria this whole decibel thing.
So just recently, there was a concert, first one in a long time, at Moanalua Gardens. And we did actually there were community members there who were already concerned about it. So we did get some sound measurements from there. So we'll be keeping an eye out for opportunities
So
to
what
do
is
that.
what would be the level that would be enforceable, or the level that we need to be concerned about? Because you see what I mean? Because I used to run sound, and I did Rainbow Stadium at the time. They called it Rainbow Stadium, baseball stadium, yeah. And we had complaints, and we was only sound checking. The people that was complaining is foreigners. They're not from here. They never see the Special Olympics. They don't know how special the thing is for us to have these things. So to have something like this, that there's no parameters, I don't understand. Moanalua Gardens, 100 years. How long have they been having that event over there?
As long as I've been around.
That's right. The tree was a little tree, yeah? Now it's a big tree. So that's what I'm saying. So I just I don't know what we would get out of this whole thing, actually. I don't understand.
I think that the number of complaints that we get where folks are very distressed, like going and staying someplace else at a hotel because they can't sleep and they have to go to work at 6 the next morning, that kind of thing. So being able to have some, and also the part of having the working group is to learn from those folks who are affected and see how we can work with them. We're here to serve the people of Hawaii. And so we're looking for what that balance is. We're certainly open for ideas as you have them.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, go
What,
ahead.
are you aware of the process that was engaged that led to the closure of the farm fair at McKinley High School and no sports events at McKinley High School after those condominiums all went up right around McKinley High School?
I was not aware of that, no.
Because my understanding is that McKinley High School cannot host sports events at night, and we can't have the farm fair at McKinley High School anymore because of all those condos across the street.
Because of noise?
That's what I'm told, but you're not aware of this?
I'm not. I will look into it when I get home.
Yeah, because my concern is where you go hunting for data on a problem, you eventually find the data to justify that there's a problem. And now we have a problem we gotta solve. And I can just see how this inevitably leads to some sort of rule or prohibition or requirement we're gonna have to do because.
So the way the permitting works right now is, and again, generally for things like construction, they put in a request, they determine what their, what time these activities are going to be going on, et cetera. And if it's in a certain range, we send folks out to do measurements at the time, and we keep track of those things. But again, for things that you've got to fix a bridge or something else, it's going to be noisy. So, and then they also notify residential folks within sound distance, so usually a couple of miles.
Couple miles. You're asserting here that noise pollution can lead to hearing loss, high blood pressure, and heart disease within a couple mile radius of a construction project, or in this case, a private concert venue? Seems pretty significant to not have any kind of justifiable. All right, I'm gonna stop. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, I have a number of questions, if you guys are done with your questions, and you guys can do follow-up with mine. You kept referring to permitting. So does the Department of Health do the permitting of these events, or does the county?
So we're, in this particular case, what we're talking about is we issue noise permits.
Okay.
So for work that's going on.
So.
And so that if they, during those if they are doing that work outside of the permitted hours that they have permitted.
So every event needs to have a noise permit with the Department of Health, is that a requirement?
Depends on the setting, yes, how close it is to residential,
Okay.
et cetera, in some cases near offices, et cetera, it just depends.
Okay, and you keep referring to a working group, and I see that, but then you don't have any proposed people to serve in the working group. Is it going to be a working group of one, Department of Health?
No. We have a list of folks that we've been working with over time who are concerned about these issues. And we're also going to be working with police, with fire folks, folks that get called.
So you already have a working group?
I'm just describing the members that we have worked, folks out there that we have worked with before. So for example, our folks work with the police in Waikiki to assist them. There's a lot of noise down there all the time, but if there's something larger, they can, we are in the process of working to give them sound meters that will attach to their phones.
Okay, so I'm looking at your testimony, okay? Your testimony says that you urge the establishment of a Hawaii community noise working group to discuss policies and legislation with respect to noise sources affecting the community. I want to give you that, but it doesn't say who's in the working group.
Understood.
So who do I put in the working group? Department of Health? That's it?
No, again, so we've been actively working with the police.
So you want HPD in there? Okay. Who else? We got police and Department of Health.
I don't have a good answer for you at this point. I know we have certainly many contacts, folks that have been talking with us, et cetera. We actually were able to resolve the pickleball thing without.
Okay, so it sounds like it's something that needs to be deferred until a later date. But we'll talk about that amongst committee members. Okay, any other questions?
It's just, I heard you bring up HPD a few times, yeah? So I'll give you an example in my community. Okay, we had fire trucks. The new people that moved into my community, which they're welcome, Don't want the fire trucks turning on their sirens after 10 o'clock because of noise pollution. Because they might have a heart attack or kidney failure or whatever you say that can cause trauma, right? The dogs waking up, the elderly cannot sleep. When is that going to have parameters? Because safety should be a factor, right?
I agree.
Okay, same like with activity. You can try and regulate with activity that somebody been having it for 100 years at the monologue. It's troublesome. Because we have events every year, the Level Beach Lions Club, and we meet it with sound and music and everything like that. It's in a residential area. We never had any problems. But then, like Senator Keo Kololi said, if we're gonna go and keep it doing this, then not gonna have nothing. Waikiki Shell, you're only gonna have crickets because too loud, gonna have noise. But a fire department only can turn on the sirens outside of Waikiki because Waikiki too loud. They grab about the motorcycles, they grab about the mopeds, they grab about everything that you can hear of. Majority of these people complaining, 90% never grew up here. So how is it fair to the people that grew up here? Now they're gonna get things changing. Because other people that come and dictate how we should live our life. So if you're gonna put anybody on top of there, which I don't agree with the resolution anyway, so I don't see how you can put HPD there because HPD get caught in the crossfires too, because they're turning on their sirens. So I don't know how this is gonna work out, Chair.
Okay, we'll discuss
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other questions on SR 165, SCR 205? Okay, moving on. Next up, it is, thank you very much. SR 174, SCR 194, requesting Department of Health to reduce the use of disposable surgical equipment and adopt sustainable practices in the provisions of healthcare services following examples set by California and Japan. So first up, we have Ted Boland, Hawaii Reef and Ocean Coalition and Climate Protectors Hawaii and support. Melody Aduha, Environmental Caucus, the Democratic Party of Hawaii in support. B.A. McClintock in support. Melissa Chong in support. Anybody else wishing to testify on SR 174, SCR 194? Members, any questions? Okay, seeing none. We're gonna do a short recess for decision making. Short recess. Recalling the 1 o'clock calendar for decision making for SR 12, SCR 16. Chair's recommendation is to pass with amendments. We're going to accept Papa Ololokahi's proposed amendments to add in themselves as well as another Native Hawaiian person in it. And we're also going to add in the Hawaii Primary Care Association member. And we're also going to add in a member from a community-based grassroots organization like Ka'u Rural Health. Okay, any comments, questions, concerns? We're going to add in an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 more members into the group. Any other comments, questions, concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair for the vote.
Okay, voting on SR 12, SCR 16, recommendation of the chairs to pass with amendments. Chair and Vice Chair vote aye. Senator Hashimoto? Aye. Senator Keo Kolole?
Aye.
Senator Favela?
Aye.
Recommendation is adopted, Chair.
So for SR 141, SCR 172, there is a lot of interest in a demolition waste reduction working group. And in fact, this Monday, we're going to be doing another working group resolution. So for those reasons, we are going to defer this because there's a number of, as the Department of Health pointed out, a number of waste reduction working groups moving. So we're going to defer this one. Okay, as far as the next one, SR 165, SCR 205, lively discussions. So we are going to pass this with Department of Health's proposed amendments, and my Vice Chair pointed out that you did list a bunch of people in your working group. So we're going to we're going to create this working group per your written testimony, which would include a Senate member, a House member, but the chair will be Department of Health, a member of the county council. Well, since it's primarily a Honolulu issue, we're gonna make it a member of the city and county of Honolulu council member. Somebody from the Attorney General's office, a member of the Department of Law Enforcement, a member of HPD, a member of the prosecutor's office, a member of the public defender's office, and any other member that the group we have designated consider to be appropriate. Any other comments, questions, concerns?
Chair, if you, yeah.
Oh, yeah, excuse me. And we're also gonna include in a sound expert.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, any other comments, questions, concerns? Seeing none. Vice Chair for the vote.
Okay, SR 165, SCR 205, recommendation is to pass with amendments. So all members are present. Any reservations? Any noes? Recommendation is adopted, Chair.
Okay, for SR 174, SCR 194, Chair's recommendation is we're just gonna accept the, pass this with amendments. We're gonna accept Hawaii Reef and Ocean Coalition and Climate Protectors proposed amendments, because it's not just Department of Health that needs to reduce surgical equipment. Okay, any other comments, questions, concerns? Seeing none, pass with amendments.
Okay, SR 174, SCR 194, recommendation is to pass with amendments. All members are present. Any reservations? Any noes? Recommendation is adopted, Chair.
And with that, we are adjourned. Thank you very much.